Hey friends, it's Meridy back. Welcome back. I'm glad to see you today. Today we're working on the second process video using our Limoncello Sorbet kits. I'm using the Limitless Kit and the Essentials Kit. I've got pieces of both in here. And let me show you what I'm working with today. So we're going to start out. I'm working with two 4x6 pictures of my kiddos, and my nieces and nephew are on oh my gosh, the paddleboard and surfboards that we got them when we went to the beach last summer. And the things that I thought that matched really well, let me go through the paper first. I pulled this piece of sunburst paper from Pink Fresh. I just love the colors with it. It really pulls out the orange of that paddleboard and the yellows in here. So I just really loved those colors together. I probably will not use the back side of this because I think I'm going to use this as the entire background of my entire layout, this side. Of course, I grabbed my sticker sheet because I feel like there are some stickers that might match in here. I grabbed the following ephemera out of the different ephemera packs that came in the kit and in the Essentials Kit. And I tried to grab pieces that kind of matched the color scheme of this. This paper isn't quite as bright as all of the other papers in this kit, but some of these embellishments aren't as bright. I think it just still flows really nicely. So I tried to get a little more toned down embellishments to use. So I even pulled some flowers because, you know, I did. Of course, the little fish, sunglasses, fun in the sun. I needed to get the surfboards in there. There was a few surfboards. This little vellum strip here. Another flower. Okay, guys, my favorite one is this little crab. It's so cute. I'm dying to use that on the layout, on this layout. A tab, this little Polaroid frame. One of the tags, this came from the cut apart paper. Actually, both sides look nice with this, the adventure side or the orange side, but I'll probably use the orange side. Details to remember and best summer ever. So those are the embellishments that I pulled. And then I had a few embellishments left that I did not use on the last layout that I made. So maybe I might want to include some of these. Maybe we'll use that one. Oh, that didn't need to go in there. I like this making memories. Oh, the good vibes is cute, but a little black for this. I don't think I'm going to use it. It's just too dark. There's not any other really black black pops of color in this, so I'm gonna pass that on that one right now. I've got my starfish here in case I need to use any of those. I've got my distress crayons here. Maybe I'll use some on this tag or something. I've got my sequin mix that I probably am not going to use on this one. It matches really well. We'll see. Maybe I should make this into a shaker. That would be really cute. Okay, maybe I'm gonna make that into a shaker. That's a great idea. And then of course, I've got all these thickers with all kinds of stuff that I can use. I've got the thickers, these puffy thickers, which there's a lot of different words. I could use that as a title. And I have my alphabet thickers that I can use as a subtitle. We were at, oh my goodness, I forget which beach. I'm gonna need to look that up before I get to that point of making this layout. So let me start by moving all of these embellishments off. And, oh, and I do have the scraps of paper left from my last video that I made. Let me get these scraps. Okay. I probably am not going to use this because it just kind of clashes with the paper. This back side looks okay, but I'm not liking, it's really fighting with these shades of blue. So I'm probably gonna pass on this. I don't even need a little strip because there's not really anywhere good to put striped paper on this sunburst paper, so I'm gonna pass on that. Let's see, maybe I can use this like a layering piece. No, but I am gonna go ahead and cut off. This is just the packaging from these tags, and I really like to use stuff like this as layers but not for this particular layout. I'm gonna pass on that. I do not need these little pops of color, do I? Oh, that kind of looks cool, like just retro-y a little. Maybe I am gonna keep this one. Let me cut this, because I kind of like all those little pops of color on there. And then the rest of the tag, the back side of the branding strip looks like this. So we'll save those. That could look neat. This branding strip is pretty much, looks like raw wood because it came from the blue wood paper. We don't need that one. I'm gonna go ahead and cut the branding strip off of this so I have it to use when I need it. And then, do I need any of these? I don't think I need any of these right now. And this color kind of matches, but I don't want to cut into cards that I might want in the future. So I'm just going to kind of leave that like that. I don't want this branding strip, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the branding strip off of this paper. Unfortunately, Pink Fresh never got into that design where they made their branding strips look pretty. So I'm just going to go ahead and throw that one away. Oops, wrong side. Okay, then I do want to map my photos. Let me get rid of this for right now, so we can just focus on this. And then I just kind of want to get this laid out the way that I want it to be. And if I make this into a really cool shaker element, and then I've got this tag, that might be a pretty big shaker element. I might have to re-evaluate. Maybe I could make this tag into a shaker element, like I could cut out the middle. Let's see. I might need to re-evaluate this. I could make, okay, I do not like the pictures in this order because this picture has a really long, like, image, and it looks heavy on the top. So I am gonna keep these pictures with this one on the top and this one on the bottom. And then that is just too close to the edge over here. I'm not liking that. I don't want it up there. I'm imagining if this was a shaker full of sequins down here. I'm just gonna try to lay things out so that I kind of know what direction to take. And maybe this is too big to make into a shaker, and I'd like to know that now before I get a bunch of stuff adhered down to this layout. So I'm just kind of putting things around. Maybe I can use that to embellish up there. Oh yes, and then I've got these amazing, if I can get them, these are really cool, the surfboards. I'm not even sure if you could tell that's a surfboard at this point. Got flowers here. And I'm not sure if we will like those either. Just got them sticking out. Oh, this little fish is the cutest. Maybe I should put the fish in the shaker with all these little things. That might be kind of cute. Oop. No, the fish is gonna get lost in there if I start layering things on top. So I don't want to put them in here. Oh my gosh, this little crab is my favorite. He's gonna need to be on here somewhere. I want to put him like front and center because he's so cute. And then I don't even think this person is with us. So I don't mind covering him up slightly by this tag. Like, it's fine with me. You can see my people, and that's the people that matter to me. I'm not sure if I'm liking the flowers at all in here. They're not very beachy. So we've got this starting. I do want to mount my pictures on white. I do still have some color over here, which is looking good to me. I'm gonna open these and try to see if I need a couple of these. I guess I could do one in each little cluster. There's a lot of white here. So I think I might need a color up there. Okay, I like that so far. I think I should start getting some of this down, because all I'm gonna do here next is come in and start adding all these things. Actually, I do want to pick if I'm gonna put a big title phrase on here, I would like to pick that before I adhere any of this down. So, life is great, looks nice, but I feel like I can find a better one, like beach day. I don't like that there. I also don't like it there. It looks very boxy. I wonder if I could pull these things down. Since it's just a lot of blue water in the background of my picture there, I don't mind covering it up a little. That's very linear still. Let's see. Now, I love the Santee's Toes and Salty Kisses, but I don't think it really goes with this layout. I love the word sunshine. I know it says love and sunshine, but I'm not liking this, like, just line after line after line of text. Nope. Okay. We will get rid of these for now. And then, oh, I really like this. This is the life, and I bet I can put it across the bottom somehow. Again, I don't want to line it up there. I bet I could put it right through the middle of the pictures, and it might look really cool, because it's not going to have that white behind it. So I'll have to lay that out on one of my little rulers and see how it looks. I really like this right here. Just let's go think I could put this Let's Go down here. And it won't have this white background on it, so it will just kind of blend into this little cluster right there. Okie doke. And then we'll get to these. Since these are stickers, and once they're down, I think I'm going to go ahead and go off camera for a few minutes and adhere everything how I have it. I'm gonna make a shaker box out of this. So I'm gonna adhere the bottom layers, and then I'll be back to make the shaker box on camera. And I'm also gonna mat these 2 pictures on white when I'm off camera. So I will be back in just a minute with portions of this done so that we can work on the shaker box. Alrighty, not everything is quite adhered down yet because I just wanted to come in here and tell you a few things. First of all, I'm popping this surfboard here up on foam tape, so it's a little dimensional here. And then this guy, of course, is going to go on foam tape too, so he's on top of the so he's not crooked with the surfboard. So I'm going to give him a little foam adhesive. And then let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's anything else that was really important that I needed to tell you. We'll get this guy down here. Put these Let's Go down here. Okay, let's work on getting this shaker made. Kind of a little out of order. At least I got the base of those adhered down. And for this shaker, I'm gonna put white in the background. So of course, I'm just gonna cut a little piece of white paper, but I don't want it to stay white. I would like it to be a little bit of yellow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and use some of my distress crayon, and I'm going to get packaging. You twist the distress crayon up to expose it. Put a little on this packaging. I'm gonna grab a paintbrush. I'm gonna grab some water and spritz with the water just to get that wet. So I'm going to make this work like watercolor paint. And I'm just gonna, oh, I'm gonna need to get a little more than this. Didn't quite get enough there because it's not covering the whole back. I want it to be in the whole background. So let me use a little more. And 1 more spritz of water. 2 more spritzes of water. And I'm just lightly putting it in the back. And I think that should do it because when I put the frame on it, it's all covered. Good. That will match nicely. Okay, next, I am going to need to cut a piece of transparency film. So I've got that right here, and it's gonna be the window of my shaker. And this is a very simple shape since it's just a square or rectangle, I guess. So this is not hard at all to cut this to the shape that I need it. Whoa. Okay, so now I've got the little window for my shaker. And I'm gonna go ahead and adhere the window down just using my double-sided tape on all 4 sides. Okay, so now I've got a little window in there. The next thing I'm going to do is get my foam tape, and I'm going to run it on all 4 sides. So obviously I don't have to cut these pieces that are on the bottom right here because they're already, it's so thick right there. But for these pieces that go around the sides, I'm gonna need to cut my tape into thin strips because you don't want to leave any gap at all between the foam that you're lining around this. Otherwise, the sequin mix will leak out of the sides. So I'm just taking this all the way around. Of course, I'll trim off that piece. And you may have seen me make little shakers before in other videos, but this is very simple to do using a square element because you don't have to worry about trying to line these little pieces up on a curve. It's just straight and simple. Okay, so now we've got our whole little shaker window, and we've got our background paper that we're gonna adhere it to, just like this. Okay, so next is time to fill it with sequins. So I'm just gonna open my sequins. I could kind of put a lot in here because this is a pretty good size shaker. Yeah, I'm gonna put a little more even. There we go. I used maybe like a third of my jar of sequins in there to fill that up. And then you're gonna wanna peel all the backing of this tape off. You are gonna wanna be real careful not to bump this while you're peeling, because if you bump it, all of the sequins are gonna pop up off of that middle little section that they're in. They're gonna bump up, they're gonna fall back down, and they're gonna fall on the sticky, and then you will have yourself a mess trying to individually pull a bunch of sequins off of the sticky. So just keep this keep a really tight grasp on the frame while you're peeling off the back of your adhesive. Okay. And then I decided do I want my fish in there? I don't want to put the fish in there because I'm afraid it's not gonna show. So I'm just gonna go ahead and put the backing on here, my paper that I painted. And there is my shaker. It's all done, ready to stick on the layout right where I want it, which I think is right about here. Got my surfboard. I'm gonna have my flamingo on here. I'm gonna have this guy on here. I really want my fish in here. We're not putting the fish there. I'm gonna find a place for that little fish. Okay. Oh yes, and then I wanted to embellish this with a little strip across here. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere that across the bottom too. So I'm gonna go ahead and adhere all these different embellishments down that I've got in this little section right here. And I'm gonna turn off the camera to finish doing that. So I will be right back. Okay, I decided to go ahead and put this little fish right there too, because I thought he looked cute sticking out of there. And I'll use some tacky glue on my starfish. Let's get some more of these details put back up here on the layout like I had them, because I feel like I might still need to add a few things up there. So I'm going to keep adhering these different clusters. I'm gonna trim off, because I'm gonna put this Fun in the Sun underneath of this. I am gonna very slightly trim off part of this tag and possibly use it in a minute on here, like in another area. Not sure where. Maybe there. Bring a little yellow down there. That looks kind of nice. So I often like doing that and splitting tags in half, which you probably know if you've been watching any of my videos, because I do it a lot. I'm not sure. That cluster is definitely needing more items. So let me get this down And then I'll decide what I need to do up there. It's definitely missing something, and I really do like this little yellow strip over here, so I'm gonna go ahead and give that a little fine line of glue and get that placed over there. I like how it brought the yellow in because we have yellow up here and yellow over here. So we definitely needed a little yellow over here. And it's just so subtle. I like it. Okay. Now my question is, where do I put this? Do I put it more on that side? I kind of like it over there. Do I put it kind of there? I kind of don't like it there. It lines up too much with that. Do I put it right in the middle? Or is it gonna look real weird in the middle? Okay, I think I'm gonna put it down on this bottom picture only. I'm gonna start at the end with the exclamation point, and I'm gonna put it down first right here. So I am going to also do this off camera because it's gonna take a while, and I am gonna add a little bit of glue, of course, to the back of every single one of these, because they are very tiny and I do not want them falling off of my layout. So I'm gonna go off camera to get this whole title or phrase, whatever, adhered down, and I will be back in just a minute. Okay guys, this is seeming kind of disconjointed to me, like sparse little embellishment clusters. And I need to do something to pull this layout together. I still have not adhered these. I'm thinking I can put something up there. This might be a good one. It's kind of like a bigger sticker that can kind of ground those elements together. Let's see how that looks, or if it's just too big. It's kind of tall up on the page, but I don't think that I have a better option right now. Maybe I have a better option of where to put this guy. No, I don't think so. Maybe I just won't put him up there at all. Okay, that looks better. I feel like that gives this a little more grounding over here. Kind of liked the way that looked. Okay. I'm gonna pop these glasses up on foam tape to give that a little dimension and help that cluster out a little. And then I think that I'm gonna want to go in here and do something kind of major. And I know it's gonna take me a lot of time. I know I'm not gonna do it on camera, but I think this layout is definitely calling for it. Let me see. First, I might want to mat the entire layout on white paper just to give it a little something behind it. Let's see how that looks first. We will start there because I just feel like there's kind of a lot happening here. So matting it on white does do a lot. So what I'm gonna do to mat it on this white paper is I'm gonna trim off about 1/2 inch off the bottom because this is already so close to the top. And this is already so close to this side that I'm gonna have to trim off 1/2 inch off of that side. And then I can mat that on a sheet of white paper. So that is gonna look really good to me. Oh, now I have some little scraps here. But before I adhere it to this white paper, I'm not gonna try to use these on this layout. I don't know why I keep playing with them. I think I don't wanna mess this whole thing up. but I'm really getting the vibe that I want to stitch these rays, like in between these sun rays, with a color of embroidery floss. And I'm not sure what color. I don't think I want to do it in white. I think I want to do it, oh, but I don't want to mess it up. What to do? I'm gonna get a couple, I think, okay, so I've got a yellow stripe here and a tan, like a light tan stripe there. I want to make like this line that's at the top of the yellow, I want to make it with yellow embroidery floss. This one I want to make it with the light tan color. This one I want to make it with the pink color. This one I'll make with the orange color. This one I'll make with the blue color. So I'm just going to make the lines with the next color that's next to them, I think. We're going to see how this works. After I get a couple done, I will probably be able to tell. So what I'm going to do for the sake of this video, because you do not want to watch me stitch all of this. I think this is not adhered down yet. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to poke holes about every 1/4 of an inch or so. And I'm just poking them straight on the seam where the two colors meet. And I'm gonna do that around my entire layout. And then I'm just gonna start with the embroidery floss and hope that the colors that I am thinking in my mind, like the way I was telling you, and just hope it looks right and good. So I will be back when I'm done with all of this stitching, which is gonna be a while. Obviously, if you do not like stitching, you can skip this part and your layout will already be done just like it is. So, but if you like stitching, you might want to do this. This paper is just so pretty. I think it will look great with stitching. Okay guys, I did all my little stitching and I put some adhesive on this white paper, and I'm just gonna go ahead and map my entire layout right here on this white paper. And I love the way it turned out. I love the stitching that I added. I'm gonna try to give you some close-ups of that here. I used a bunch of different colors of floss. I cannot tell you what colors they are because some of my floss is not even in the, you know, it doesn't have the little, these things. I took it out of these. So, because I don't embroider or do cross stitch or anything, so the color name and number don't matter to me. It was just whether or not it matched. So thank you for watching this. If you were inspired by this layout, either to use this kit and create a similar layout or to make something using your stash that was inspired by this kit, we would love to see it on our Not Just For Boys Kit Club community Facebook group. And with that, I will say bye for today, and I'll see you in a few days with the 3rd layout that we make with our Limoncello Sorbet kits. Okay, bye guys.